Welcome to the show tonight. Tony Gomez Show has Disciples of Verity tonight on the show. Man, we have got an all-star lineup tonight with these guys right up there, right beside me. I got Zack in the house, Zack on guitars to the right. And let me make sure I get the names right. Zack Miranowick.
Yeah, there you go. You're one of the only people who ever get it right.
I can't even get that shit right.
And to the right there with the lights going off, we got Corey Pierce, drums. Bottom from Corey, we got George Pond, bass. And right underneath me, we got Mark Monjoy on guitars. And who we don't have is Corey Glover on vocals. But these guys have come from all different backgrounds. We got Mark and Zack from the band Second Skin. We've got Corey from God Fucking Forbid. And we've got George from Swim the Current. And I know George has got some other things under his belt that I haven't been able to talk about right here yet. And I'm sure you guys got some other bands we can mention too. But that's going to get us started, ladies and gentlemen. Disciples of Verity on the show tonight. So, guys, thanks so much for joining me. And I want to give a first shout out to that new jam, Thread the Needle. What a way to start off, 2025, dropping that on, January 31st, I believe it was. Yeah. And what a banger, dude. What a banger with the way Corey just comes in right there at the beginning with the band. Oh, man, it's hitting hard, man. And I really dig the title. It's a banger. The video goes off. It's fucking great. How's the response been going for you guys?
I think it's actually awesome. It's been going really, really well.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah, everyone I showed it to loves it. So.
Oh, I'm not surprised one bit, man. I know it's, seeing you guys, rock on that video, dude. It's hopefully we get to see you guys come together to do some things live too as well. But I'll get to that in a little bit. But I wanted to also mention that you've also got such a heavy catalog behind just Thread the Needle, man. So let me throw out some of these names like Remember the Living. Fuck yeah, dude. That one's got a ton of hits, man. So you've really gotten a lot of love for that track right there. But
hell yeah.
Let me ask you about this. How about getting Morgan Rose on the flow? How did y'all hook up with Morgan?
Actually it was kind of before Pierce joined the band. I kind of started this thing as like, it was just me and Corey Glover at first, you know what I mean? And actually, so I reached out to Morgan, originally just to do one track or whatever. And then I got, Pierce involved afterwards. But,
yeah.
How did I hook up with it? I sent him a track and said, hey, check it out. Would love for you to play on it. And he was like, yeah, definitely. He was stoked.
Man, I love you hear all that Morgan Rose love that he can only bring to the table. And it really just blends so well with the writing of that song, George.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, I think we kind of wrote these songs with, where there's a lot of special guests on the first record, Pragmatic Sanction. And I think every person was, kept in mind when, the song was done or whatever, like, hey, this person would be great. This track would be great for this person. This track would be great for that person, And it just worked out that, most of them said yes.
Yeah.
It was, maybe a couple no's, but we won't mention that.
You've got a great way of putting things together like that too, George. You know the strong points of your players and the guys that you're asking, to bring into the mix. And so it just seems like just the perfect chemistry that you put it together.
Well, some of it's luck and some of it's just fan. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean, but you got to give it a shot.
We all jam good together, man. We sound good together, so.
Yes, definitely clicking hard. Well, let me ask you about this one right here. I really like on that track the flow, man. I really like how Corey's you got it. Man, it just fucking hooks. So I really wanted to give a shout out to Corey on that one. Really love the line and the way he fucking keeps that hanging. But one of my favorite tracks is that I Am I, man. That's a fucking banger right there. Especially Corey going off on that. By then, I know we had Corey on drums right there because that's all Corey kicking ass right there.
Yeah.
I hear a lot. I'm a big God Forbid fan, And a matter of fact, I caught God Forbid on the Ozfest. You guys were on the side stage, and I remember it very well because I got arrested. But I got smoking a joint, and a cop came up from behind me and put me with my arm to the side and said, "All right, I got you now." And fuck, man, I was just burning one and joined some God Forbid anti-hero fucking going off. And yeah, anyway, they took me to the back, gave me a ticket for a little joint, and I was able to sneak my way back into the show.
Hey, you got a souvenir.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, a little ticket thanks to the San Antonio, police department over there. But definitely can hear Corey's flavor that he brings to the drums, man. I really dig where you're coming from, Corey. I'm a drummer at first. I started when I was 13 and played till I was 20. Then realized there's a lot better drummers, and I'd be better off as a vocalist. And
smart decision.
Exactly. Hell yeah. Because there's guys like you out there that are just fucking taking it to a whole new level.
Drums is the stupidest instrument ever created.
And Gone Forever and the first album, dude. And I've seen you, like I said, I've seen you live over there at Ozfest, and phenomenal drummer. And what a great thing you had going on with those guys. Fucking awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I mean, as far as I try to do as little as humanly possible. That's basically my goal in this band. I let everybody else work as hard as they can, and I try to work as little as humanly possible. The reason being, I kind of want to get to a point where I am overrated. So these motherfuckers need to work harder. You know what I'm saying? They need to write better riffs, write catchier hooks, and I want. And so I don't have to do nothing. I just have to show up.
Oh, that's tight.
I get overrated. I'm praying for that day. I worked hard enough.
Yeah, you're right. Your day's gonna come, brother. Hell yes.
You're going for the Lars Ulrich effect, huh?
Absolutely.
Actually, the title of the next record is Overrated.
All right, you heard it here. Let me tell you this. How about Picking Unsteady? Who chose Picking Unsteady, man? Because you guys fucking nailed that as a cover. I'd heard about the ex-ambassadors because they were hired to play there at Texas A&M last year for a big festival they had. And I thought to myself, who the fuck are these guys? When are they going to get a metal band out here? And the guy that was our manager was like, dude, they're good, man. Check them out. So I heard a few of the tracks, and it wasn't until I started digging into you guys, and I was like, holy shit, you guys fucking do this one too? And I like their version of it, of course, the original. But the way Corey comes off and the metalized version that you guys bring is fucking so fucking awesome. Who chose to do that one?
Well, I did it as well. I mean, I don't know why I chose it. Actually, I do know why I chose the song, right? So usually when I'm picking these kind of covers to do, or, I kind of look for a couple of key elements in the song, right? One being it's got shit in it. That song has nothing in it. If you listen to the original, the song has piano, and it's got some really laid back, kind of fake drums, and but they do have a couple of amazing vocalists, right?
Sure, fuck yeah.
So I thought, wow, I could really do something with this because there's nothing there, you know what I mean? And so if you add something, it seems like a lot, right? So I felt like I could add so much to this song to make it killer. And I just heard Corey singing on that song, you know what I mean? I really just I heard his vocals ahead of time. I work in some retail spaces a lot, so I work in malls and shit like that, and man, they were playing this track like constantly, and I was like, yo, I totally hear Glover all over this song. So that's why I chose this song, to be honest with you.
Fucking banger. And you're right, man. Corey he takes it to a whole nother level, and you hear the heart and soul that he brings to the band in this cover right here. Definitely, I'm sure the ex-ambassadors have heard and go, God damn, fuck.
That song is trash.
Oh shit, I like that, man. I love it. Oh, how about Phil DeMille on doing Lying to Myself? Dude, that's a killer jam right there too. Fuck yeah. So he just hit up Phil and he was like, sure, I'll throw down a lead on it.
Corey's good friends with him and he hit him up.
Oh.
I kind of called him up and I said, this is what I'm doing. This is what we got going on. I'd love it if you could throw a solo on it. And that was pretty much the whole conversation. He's like the nicest dude in the universe. Like if you ever meet him,
100%.
So he's
awesome.
like super cool.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for a really long time. So
it's too bad he's a Phillies fan, though. That's really too bad.
Which is really weird. He likes every Philly team.
He does.
Like you are about as far away from Philly as you can humanly get. I don't understand that shit at all, but
he likes Philly so much. His name is Phil.
There you go. Philly.
You've been hanging out with George too much.
Phil is just the mastermind on the fucking acts. I was able to catch him on the last tour that he did with Machine Head, where they were doing a night with Machine Head, and just tremendous fucking guitar player. So to have him in the mix with you guys it's just more icing on the cake. So let me also talk about the last ones and Worthy. Fucking just more fucking bangers to this catalog that you guys have already acquired already during this time. But
no doubt.
Let me also mention, did you actually get Joe to do a lead?
Joe Guerrero, yes. Yep. He actually played on 2 songs.
Very cool, man. Hell yeah. Shout out to Joe and everybody in Swim the Current. Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. George, it sounds like you were able to put the band all together yourself, and with the next big piece being Corey. And after that, was it Corey Glover, or was the guys from Second Skin, Mark and Zack, that came next?
Well, I mean, the history of it is basically, it started out as Corey Glover and I, right? Like I was at NAMM with him and I showed him a couple of tracks that I was working on and stuff, and he really enjoyed the tracks or whatever. So I was like, yo, can you just come down and do one track, And he came down and he loved it. I played him a couple of other ones, and you know what? He just kept coming down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of doing it. So, I mean, I was working with Corey Pierce with another band that, Corey was producing that I was in, called Negative Sky. And,
Negative Sky.
I developed a relationship with Corey Pierce, and, we threw back a couple whiskeys, and kind of like tricked him when he was drunk to come down and record some drums. And
No. See, let's get the story straight, because I'm tired of this shit right now.
Do it.
This dude lies every time. Which is in true accordance with how this started to begin with. Let me tell you how it really started. Because right now he's telling you lies. Yes, the whiskey part was true, but he didn't tell me about no band. He said to me, "Hey man, can you come over to my house, help me finish these songs, maybe help me produce this record? I got these dudes coming and doing this, that, and the other thing." 2 weeks later, after we had done everything, he called me up and goes, "Hey, can you record some drums for the record?" I said, "What record?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just straight up lied and then turned the shit around. And then after he called me to do some drums, you know how long I had to I said, "When you go into the studio?" 2 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah.
He roped you in like a pyramid scheme.
Knock it out, dog. Knock it out.
The shit was messed up.
You're part of his team now.
He knocked it out, bro. He knocked it out of the park. So I don't know what he's complaining about. He still loves me.
I'm complaining about your lies. You're gonna tell the story. Get the story straight.
The story is he called me up and begged me, "Can I please play drums for you?" And I was like, "Yo, all right, bro. Here you go.
You're in.
You're in."
Yeah, that's what happened.
And what about the lyrics? Is Corey writing all the lyrics, or are you a part of that as well, George?
For the most part in this band, Glover had, written probably 90% of them. I might have a small part in the writing of the lyrics, but for the most part, he's been pretty solid doing most of them. For the new record, we actually worked with Sahaj Tikkanen, for the band Ra. He's big time producer or whatever in Indiana. So Sahaj had a lot of to do with the vocals as well.
Very cool. Very cool. He works with Marcus as well, right?
Yeah, he does work with Marcus as well. Yep.
Big shout out Marcus Leal. Hell yeah. Swim the current. Well,
it's my dog.
Have you guys got any plans for any live shows coming up for Verity?
So you got Zach's name perfect.
Yeah.
But we gotta correct you. It's not Veridity, it's Verity.
Verity. Thank you for correcting me. Verity. Thank you.
Like the Spanish.
Am I getting this right?
The Spanish word veritas, right?
Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Tell me.
Truth.
Life.
Truth. Verity means truth.
Bro, how you live in San Antonio don't speak Spanish? That shit don't even make sense.
First of all, your last name your last name is Gomez. Your last name is Gomez, bro.
See, that's racist, George.
Thanks a lot, George.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Racist.
Hit the delete button. Just all right. I'll show myself out, guys. But
get out of your shit. No, so any plans for you guys getting together on the stage?
I hope so.
So I don't think there's anything solid planned right now except for getting this record out there. I mean, there's a lot of things planned.
Yeah.
But as far as live shows at this juncture, we have nothing planned. That doesn't mean that we won't plan it. It just means right this minute we have nothing planned.
Okay, all right. Hey, it's the beginning of the year. We got big summer ahead of us. A lot of opportunities
100%.
Still coming.
It's still cold.
Something good's gonna happen. I just want to see you guys on the stage together. Hell yeah. Because I love the video. I love the way that comes across, but I want to see that power and the performance when you all come together, man. I know it's gonna be something fucking really special.
We've already toured. We've already done, a bunch of stuff, but
yeah, it all comes down to timing,
Yeah, it's scheduling, timing between God forbid and Swim the Current and Living Color. Mostly Living Color, I would say, because they're the Corey Glover is the busiest, out of all of us. So
got it.
We shall see what the future has in store. I'm really hoping and banking on that we're going to get on the stage this year at some point for some shows.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm going to go around the table and I want to ask about each one of y'all's bands right here. So starting with Zach and Mark, what's coming up with you guys in Second Skin? Do you have some things planned for 2025?
We're basically writing a lot right now.
Okay,
that's about it. A couple local shows happening here and there. Summer's coming up, but besides that, we're just trying to stay busy in the studio and keep writing material.
Great. I was talking to Zach right before you guys chimed in, and I was definitely giving you guys big props, man, because I really love the cover version that y'all did for like a Land Down Under from Network and the Chicago cover of 26 or
25 or 64.
Yeah, dude, fucking great, fucking choices. Cool, you guys banging out hard. Fuck yes. Yeah, man. And so, and you got 3 EPs under your belt. You got the 2007's was the self-titled. 2011, you had the Rotten Tides, or did I pronounce that right? Tilts.
Rising Tides.
Okay, good. I got that right.
George is on almost bass on that.
And what was that?
George is on bass on that.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, those guys were on those ones, and I was in middle school.
Doing
my thumbs in math class.
Yeah, so we got some history. George was original member of Second Skin for many years. So
yes.
Yeah, this thing's can come around? Come back around.
And so everybody's from the New Jersey area.
Yeah.
We're all in Jersey.
Cool. Awesome. And I really dug the jams off of Quicksand off of that EP from what was that, through 2014?
Yeah, man.
Great jams, man. Y'all got a great catalog under your belt. And like I mentioned, I really like jamming to Small and Wounds, some of the latest stuff that came out, not too long ago.
Cool.
Great jams, man. Very cool. I want to hear some more Second Skin.
Yeah, we'll be releasing stuff, man. That's we're all musicians, so we're all gonna put shit together and release it and get it out there.
Hell yes. And Corey, in regards to God forbid, I know you guys, I've seen y'all getting together for festivals here and there. Any plans of writing some new God forbid music or getting together for more gigs?
Yeah, we're gonna do all that stuff.
Okay, all right. That's gonna be very cool, man. Hopefully we get to catch you here in Texas before too long.
We're just trying to figure out like how much stuff we can actually do, which is really fucking difficult.
Oh shit. Scheduling?
Just yeah, I mean scheduling, geography, like literally every logistical problem that we could have, we do have on some level.
Okay.
So everything we do is like insanely discussed and planned over and talked to death. And there's like 5,800 Zoom calls for every decision, but it's what you got to do in order to make smart choices. But I mean, I think the focus really now is more just writing new shit. So that's happening.
Very fucking cool. I love it. I love it. I never get enough of God forbid, man.
I get enough of it sometimes, but I'm actually pretty excited about writing new shit. I could care less about playing live if you really want to know the truth, but I love writing new music. That's my favorite thing to do.
You like the recording process or just you producing new shit?
I love the creative process and the songwriting and the recording. Once that shit's over, I'm over it. I don't need to play a live show ever. As soon as that part is done, I'm ready to start writing new shit. I don't give a fuck about a live show.
Fuck yeah. I dig
that's just work for me. That just means I'm sweating. That's all that means.
The drummer.
It's just work. That's all that means. Live show, everybody's having fun, running around, jumping off monitors and shit. What am I doing? I'm like a fucking slave in the back, chained to this fucking piece of shit. Sweating my dick off.
That's
for what?
Fucking right, exactly. Losing every fucking member of your body, you know, exerting every bit of your being to make it all happen right. Fuck yes.
No, you got somebody else you think about. We have two different definitions of what's going on back there.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
let me tell you what's going on for me back there. I'm thinking about everything else but drumming when I'm back there. I'm trying to think about, good things like barbecuing or something else other than what's actually going on. And then
I can't wait.
Once it's over, I come back.
He's like, I can't wait to not sweat.
Right.
It's gonna be great to get. It's gonna be great to get out of these sweaty clothes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Put on some dry underwear.
Give George a big sweaty hug.
Oh yes. Oh, that's what we live for right there. Fuck yeah. And how about swimming, George? Right.
I reiterate, drums are the stupidest instrument known to man. If you play drums, you're dumb. Okay.
Hey, you don't know
it's a tribal primitive thing, man. I dig it. It's the shit.
Nah. You know what's the shit? Playing harmonica. That's the shit. You come to the little case, you buy it once, that's it. You're good for life.
Good for life. Oh man, I'm telling you, right? That's the way to go.
That's the way to go.
Hey, being a singer's not too bad either, just having a mic around too.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of pressure though. And there's a lot of people you gotta deal with all the time. I
hear you. No one ever really tells me about that shit, but you're exactly right. Exactly right. I think it's more work for the drummer than anything, man, because we just put so much on. To me, I just put a lot of burden on that drummer, man, because in a metal band, you're as good as your drummer sometimes. I feel like you got to have that main fucking executioner back there with the mean machine, the war machine happening to make it work.
It's a terrible job if you look at it from the most logical way that you could look at any job, as far as benefits and negatives, because ultimately anytime something does go wrong, you have to answer to everybody. So you're the only person in the band that has to answer to everybody and deal with their problems when anything goes wrong. You cannot hide. So if you make a mistake, there's no like turning to your amp or catch a little feedback to cover shit up. You're fucked. There's no one to cover your ass. So you have the most responsibility. You take the most shit. You work the hardest, and you get the least out of it. It's literally the dumbest thing that you could possibly do.
Shit. God
It's
bless
dumb.
you.
There you go.
I always say that there's the two most important members in a band is your singer and your drummer. If your drummer is off or sucks or fucks up, like he says, the show's over. You're done. Everybody's leaving. You're gone. And if your singer sucks, you're done.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that
guys.
because there's a lot of bands with sucking ass singers and they still do well.
Yeah, but they got a kick-ass drummer, don't they?
Except for Kiss. They got a bad singer and a bad drummer.
Oh,
They got
shit.
incredible.
I can't believe you're dissing Kiss.
That's first of all, that's sacrilegious.
Yo, you don't even want me to get started on Kiss, but I'll go off on you, okay?
That's sacrilegious that you said that, first of all. And the second of all, they got makeup, bro. So that trumps everything, okay?
Come on.
Well, Gene Simmons said it himself. He's like, I can't sing. He's like, but you don't need to sing. Yeah, they're out there putting on a show.
Their harmonies are pretty spot on the Unplugged album. I
like some of the.
I put it on like, man, this is gonna suck, and I'm like, wow, okay,
yeah.
Really.
Well, other dudes can sing. I'm saying Gene Simmons can't sing. Listen to Gene Simmons. He can't sing.
He sure could sell,
but he's got a very specific voice to where it's like Dave Mustaine and Megadeth. You know, like you can't picture a different vocal to that music. It just somehow makes sense.
I call them character singers. They're playing
yes, bro. Yes. I dig it.
Tell you what,
hell yeah.
Gene Simmons could sure sell stuff, though. He's really good at selling shit.
I'm not gonna say nothing because I'll get us all in trouble out here. I'll start saying stuff that I probably shouldn't say.
I would go to that rock and roll camp to play with them and be like, nah, forget playing. Tell me how to invest my money.
There you go, right? Be my financial, advisor.
Yeah, I'm gonna invest in Bullcom or whatever he invests in, or you know.
Holy shit, Bullcom.
Yeah, someone told me that's what I'm like. What? Whatever. Hey, that's why he's there, and I'm here.
He sells he sells all kinds of weird shit. He's like, buy this Kiss duct tape over here. You know, I got Kiss duct tape. It's the best duct tape.
Buy this collagen.
He's got all kinds of condoms, all kinds of shit, coffins,
coffins. Yeah, he sells coffins. You know, that guy sells everything.
So George, tell me a little bit about Swing the Current. Do we have some live shows coming up?
So we're going to start rehearsing at the end of this month, or end of March, I should say.
Okay.
So we've been gearing up for that. Just getting probably the final mixes on the last 4 songs this coming week. And I mean, we're gearing up and getting ready to go. We're gonna go. We just discussed today that we got.
Tony, tell George to buy some boots before he goes on them fucking shows. Wear no cowboy hat with no Pumas, motherfucker. Get your act together.
No, you better go full on. You better get.
I gotta get me some rattleskin, lizard skin, alligator skin,
crocodile boots, and some rattlesnake
spurs
boots
on the back.
Or you could just get some work boots so you don't look like a clown with a cowboy hat on and Pumas.
The
shit don't make no sense.
Yeah,
you like in 2 different videos with the same shit on.
Shit.
I mean,
it don't make no sense. The shit's got to connect from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got an eye.
I'll definitely work on this. Maybe sell some Bitcoin so I can afford these $50,000 snakeskin boots you guys wear over there.
Or just get a decent pair of fucking black work boots. That'd be fine. Anything that's not Pumas with a cowboy hat. You see where I'm going with this?
But do they have like
that shit was goofy, son. I'm just telling how it was. That shit looked goofy. I'm like, I understand what's happening here. It's like you started getting dressed and then you forgot where you was going.
I need snakeskin.
Like I got my hat on, got my vest on. Wait, where am I going? Dave and Buster's? Let me put my sneakers on. This shit didn't make no sense. Fucking kidding me? You know what happened. You saw it too.
What you got to do is hide behind a symbol. Nobody even knows what you're wearing, dog.
Mhm.
You know, let me just hide behind this kick drum. Nobody even can see what I'm wearing. You know, I'm gonna see if they got snakeskin Pumas.
Ooh,
If they got that, you know what I'm saying?
there you go.
Maybe
You nailed it right there. That would be
if I could
tight.
go high top snakeskin Pumas, it's almost like
They
a
gotta
boot.
be. Gotta be.
Shit.
Fuck
All
yeah.
right then.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Thanks for filling me in, guys, for what's going on with each of y'all's bands. But let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna get started with Zach. Zach, who was your major musical influence growing up?
Oh, everybody. I mean, my first big influence was Ozzy, and he always had amazing guitar players.
Fuck yes.
You know, I know it's kind of like a generic. I always loved Metallica. You know, the way Kirk and James, especially James's like style, is more laid back and more melodic. And you know,
Yeah.
Dave Gilmour. You know, he made a whole career of playing slow whole notes. The whole career. No
For
short
real.
notes. Nothing fast. Everything. Just let everything sing and breathe. So
Yeah.
like a big variety of guitar players. You know.
Very cool. I like that exactly because the ones you named out, they all bring so much flavor to the table. You know, James, man. Oh my God.
You don't have to play a million notes to be amazing. You know.
You don't. Fuck no. You don't have to be like Invade, and I love Invade, and I love the
Fuck that dude.
There's a time and a place for it. You know, when you do things with like speed and all that, it's like a tool to get you to the next memorable part, which is usually the slow part. So
yes, very cool. Well, Corey, how about you, man? Who was your major influence musically?
I mean, that's a broad question.
Yeah.
I could break it down for you into sections. I guess that's the best way to answer it. So if we're talking about,
listen, Corey, don't mention me in this, okay, please.
I would never mention you. You're a second class citizen because you wear cowboy hats with Pumas. So I don't. You don't even get to look at my list.
Fashion crime.
All right.
But I'd say like, if I was to break it down in a certain way, from just a playing drum standpoint, I'd say overall, I started stealing from Billy Cobham and Dennis Chambers because they're basically the blueprint that everybody robbed, essentially.
Right.
You know, from Neil Peart all the way out, they all robbed Billy Cobham. All the Mahavishnu orchestra stuff.
Yeah.
He basically invented fusion drumming, and he's the best at it that I've ever seen. It's just ridiculous how good he is. So, of course, you got to steal from him. Like,
why wouldn't you? Exactly.
Why wouldn't you? You have to.
Right there from the origin.
But there's like a lot of.
I like that.
Oh no, I steal from every motherfucker I've ever met. I tell them to their face too.
Hey, but
right
that's
to the face.
Sincere form of flattery, right there. Hey, man, I love your lick. I put it in my shit too.
No, I don't even say that. I was like that lick used to be yours. That's my shit.
Mine now.
I told Dave McClain that same shit after we toured with them and we wrote Constitution. I took a whole 2 beats that he had and made a whole song out of it. I was like, that shit used to be yours, but you put that shit out 4 years ago. That shit's mine now.
How badass. Fuck yeah. There you go. That's it.
But I think initially too, like as far as metal would be Dave Lombardo, obviously, and then Vinnie Paul were my two as far as metal goes initially.
Yes. Very cool.
I mean,
Corey.
it's the winning combination.
Oh,
you forgot Peter
Destroyers.
Criss, bro. Peter Criss.
Destroyers.
Who's that? I don't even know who that is.
Peter Criss, bro. You forgot Peter Criss.
Forgot about Ringo. Yeah, Peter Criss. And...
Now, see, I'm not gonna hate on Ringo. You know what I mean? Because he's a good songwriter, and he wasn't playing a lot of crazy shit, but he didn't have to. And he also picked a lot of extraneous instruments to add to the Beatles' sound.
He played drum riffs.
What's that?
He played drum riffs.
Well, he's like thought about things as a songwriter and as a musician, and not really trying to go out there playing drums like it's a sword fight. You know, it's fucking dumb.
Interesting.
But
I like those. You brought up
the Peter Criss thing. I don't know. I'm not gonna hate on the dude because I think enough people hate on him. But I don't know. what he's doing back there. I've seen some live footage too of him. I don't understand what's happening. It's confusing to me. Like,
Well, how about
it's
you,
like
George?
you know the songs, but you don't know the songs.
No shit. you do or you
having a
don't,
bad
right?
day.
Come on now.
I honestly think my biggest influences are probably my dad and my brother, you know, just because I grew up in a musical household with that, you know, my brother was always in the other room, you know, taking something apart and putting it together, you know, music wise. And, you know, my dad was probably the originator in that, you know, he was singing Jim Croce songs and, you know, that was kind of my two biggest influences in my life were my family, really.
That's
And
great
then, you
to have
know,
it right there, you know, in the house all the time on a daily basis like that.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of just, you know, I wanted to play bass originally to play with my brother in a band, you know.
He played
That was,
guitar. You
that,
wanted to play alongside him on the
yeah,
bass.
I wanted to be in a band with my brother because, you know, it was, he was always playing and I started playing because of him, you know,
Yeah.
and my father originally, but, you know, my brother started playing because my dad, and he, you know, he's older than me. And so, you know, just having constant music and musicians all around because he had people over. I guess at first I just kind of wanted to do it to fit in, you know what I mean? To be
Yeah.
part, you know,
You're a
I was the
follower, George.
I was the youngest, you know, and I just wanted to, you know, hang out with the big kids, you know, and the
Yeah.
only way to do that, they didn't have a bass player. So I was like, I'll do it. I'll
There
learn,
you go.
you know what I mean?
Fuck yes.
So I originally did it to that. And then, you know, as I grew older, I started to get into like funk and jazz and stuff like that. You know, Stanley Clark and Jaco Pastorius and, you know,
Oh shit.
you know, guys like that, you know,
Yeah.
have changed the game for bass players. They played it different. They weren't, you know, just hanging back there, you know, playing one note
Right.
like they think, you know, those guys really, you know, they changed the whole
Fuck yes.
bass game, you know. So I wanted to play some jazz and stuff like that. So I kind of just started, you know, doing that. And then I got into Dixie Dregs, and Dave LaRue was kind of close, who's the bass player for the Dixie Dregs. He played with Steve Morris Band and stuff like that. So
Cool.
he was, and then my best friend like started taking lessons from him, and he just, you know, became like a monster. And I, you know, kind of went off, you know, in my jazz land for a while before I got into
Yeah.
metal. You know what I mean? Not before I got into metal. I was always into metal. It's just that is really what drew me to the bass guitar was jazz and funk because,
Yes.
you know, there's
Yeah.
nothing like that, you know, in that kind of
For
aspect.
bass players, especially right there. Fuck yes. That's a
Yeah,
big
man.
time bass element right there.
No doubt. I got, you know, like giant posters of Stanley Clark on my, you know, wall, you know,
Oh,
like
cool.
portraits and shit like that. So I still love jazz and funk today.
Hell yeah. For life. Yes.
For life, no doubt.
All right. Well, Mark, tell me about your biggest musical influencer.
Yeah, as far as guitar, man, it all started probably out with like Randy Rhoads, you know.
Randy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then from there it probably went straight into Megadeth, Dave Mustaine. Then you go David Gilmour,
Okay.
you know, wide range players, Joe Satriani, you know,
Yeah.
Zach Wild, things like that, man.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
That's what it got
Oh,
me, you know, my influences and what I, you know, what I like to learn and play. And, you know, those were my guitar heroes, you know what I'm saying? So.
yes.
Fun fact: Mark and I kind of grew up together in the same town, and that's where Zach Wild's from. Is our hometown.
Same hometown as y'all guys, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Y'all by chance ever do a gig?
Jackson, New Jersey in the house.
That's it. That's right. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Have y'all ever done a gig together with Zach and you know one of his bands?
No, but well, I've done shows with JD and stuff, you know, from Black Label Society. That's his bass player, you know, so
Cool.
he's a good friend of ours, and so
Yeah.
you know,
Shout out to JD's like one of my best friends. So like him and I probably text daily. You know what I mean? At this point, still, and he actually plays piano on a Swim the Current track. But
Very.
he's one of my closest
Wow.
friends.
That's awesome. Fuck yeah.
And
Very
we go
big.
to hockey games and shit all the time. You know, we always hang out. JD and I.
Oh, fuck yes. Good metal family right there, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you all this. I'm gonna go around the table. Zach, what was your first concert?
What was that? Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Your first concert.
Oh, Blue Oyster Cult. I went and
But,
saw him at
but
the.
I thought you were the youngest out of the bunch.
Yeah, I know, right? So
He's,
I went.
he's an old soul, man. This guy.
Yeah, I went with my friend Garrett.
All right.
He's like, I'm really into this band called Blue Oyster Cult. So we went to BB King's in New York, and we actually met Buck Dharma out in the audience. You know, we said hello to him, shook his hand. And then, you know, and they played cool songs. They played like Buck's Boogie, and Eric Bloom is like throwing the drumstick up to, you know, he bounces it like a basketball. It was really cool.
Yes.
And they had Rudy Sarzo playing with them.
Whoa.
And they did like a mashup of like Ozzy and Quiet Riot and all the bands he's been in. So,
Nice.
oh, and I met him and he signed my ticket. It was really cool. So that was a great first concert.
Hell yeah. Very unforgettable right there. Corey, what was your first concert?
Michael Jackson.
No shit. What album?
That was during the Beat It era.
Ah, all right. I was hoping you're gonna say something like Off the Wall, man. I was gonna find out how that.
I ain't that old, bro. Like, I mean, I'm old, but I ain't that old.
Get out of here. Well, I know you know the jams. Come on, Off the
Oh,
Wall.
I know all the jams. I know all the jams, of course.
Fuck, and that show right there off of Beat It, man, he fucking had nothing but hits.
I mean, it was just nothing but joy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but joy at the show. Everybody was feeling it. You know why? Because you couldn't resist.
You can't.
You know what I mean? No. He was feeling it, therefore you are feeling it.
Yeah. Absolutely great. Man, I would have loved to seen that, man. That's awesome, man. Where'd you see him at? Madison Square Garden or something?
I was like 6 or 7, but I'm pretty sure it was the Garden. I remember going into the city and taking the train to the city. And my mom liked she was also a musician, so she liked a lot of different music. Like she was all over the place, you know, from classical to jazz to, you know, Motown, Michael Jackson, Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers. Like she's all over the fucking map with it. But I remember her, you know, it was like a whole, you know, back then it was like a family thing to go into, you know, you go into the city, you take in a nice show, you get a little dinner. You know, so it was like a whole event, you know, and that was like a big thing.
Fuck yeah. Time of your life. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. George, tell me about your first concert.
So I want to say first real concert, like stadium wise or whatever. So, you know, like my brother was a musician, so I did, you know, like local shows and stuff like that. But I want to say it was Judas Priest.
The Priest.
And
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, who the hell it was opened up for? Well, what was it, Corey?
I don't know. You just try and make yourself sound cooler than the rest of us. That's what that was.
Corey busting balls. Shit.
Well, I know what that is.
Fuck yeah.
George was like, I know what these guys are going to say, so I'm going to say something cooler.
Because I can't remember which one. Like, I went to a lot
be
of
the
shows
coolest
when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like, that was my thing, to be the coolest guy in Disciples of Verity. I just really wanted to do it. So I'm sorry, guys. I had a list of things to say. I just, you know, to keep it cool. But I forget what it was, but it was in Long Island. Who opened up for them? It was on a Turbo Lover Turbo.
Oh, it was on the Turbo Lover
now
tour.
it makes sense.
Right. The infamous Turbo Lover tour. Hell yes.
That's when we found out all the details. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know what you mean. Yes.
And I was like, whoa, that's what he meant by that.
That's what he meant. Yes, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and that reminds me of that jam off of Defenders of the Faith, which is one of my favorites. Eat me alive.
Yeah.
And all that's like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Fuck yeah. All these jams do, but I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the metal god. You know, if it wasn't Priest or
it didn't
Black Sabbath or Slayer. Man, those guys.
It didn't make me turn them off. It didn't make me, you know, stop listening to Priest. It made me go, oh, well, that's what Tenement Letter is about. Like, you know what I mean?
Course,
like, I should have known that, you know, he was wearing the same thing as the Village People. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I should have known right there, but I didn't know, you know?
Well, shit. How many of us got leather jackets like the guys from the Village People, right?
Yeah.
I got one. I gotta have a Harley jacket too. Shit.
You had to know when he had assless chaps on.
I just think that's when
difference right there. Yep.
When they
The
broke
ass
the
is
ice
chapped.
was pouring the turbo. Like that was when he came out and told everybody I think
Yeah.
pouring turbo.
Yep.
I believe that was the time.
Much respect, Halford, the metal god. All
Sin
right, your
After
turn,
Sin.
Mark.
That was the record.
That was a record, all right.
Sin After Sin,
I like the Sad Wings.
So
of Death.
fucking good.
My favorite. That's
Sad Wings. Oh yeah.
So many great records, so many great songs.
Godly, so
Yeah.
many. Yes.
Yeah.
So what was your first concert, Mark?
So my first real concert was Megadeth with Dio, or Dio with Megadeth, and Sabotage opening.
Oh shit, Sabotage, man.
Yeah.
That's before they started the Trans-Siberian, because
Oh,
after that it's like Sabotage never
way
did anything.
before, yeah.
Yep. Wow, man. I caught Sabotage opening for Testament on Practice What You Preach in San Antonio. They were great.
Nice.
Great fucking guitar players. That's a good show right there. That's a good one, man.
Yeah, it was a great time, man.
Who was their
Fuck
guitar
yes.
player for Megadeth?
For Megadeth,
Yeah.
I think it was Chris Poland at the time.
Oh, that's
It would have
cool.
had to have been by at
Yeah,
that
Chris
point in time.
Poland, and he actually announced how recently Cliff Burton died or whatever, and he wrote the song, for Cliff. Maybe My Darkest Hour. That's a little later though.
I think
That's
I
what
don't
Jeff
know.
Young.
Darkest Hour came out on Peace Cells.
Yeah, that's
So, yeah.
Darkest Hour is so
Well,
far.
it was
what?
the Peace Cells. It was the no wait. I don't know. I forget, man. Anyway, that was my first concert, and as a kid, it was a great time.
Fuck
It was
yeah.
awesome.
That was a good one right there. Fuck yes. Well, let me ask y'all this real quick. I'm going to be wrapping things up in a little bit. I'm going to try and get us out of here in about an hour. Before we move on to my favorite thing that I like to finish off with, a little segment called Draw the Line. I want to ask you real quick. Corey mentioned some R&B players. I want to know, who's your favorite R&B player? So let's go around the room. Zach, is there somebody that you really like that's in R&B that would surprise us?
Man, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Maybe Bill Withers. I don't know.
Bill Withers. I like it. Lovely day all fucking day. I hear that song nearly almost every day, man. It's on my feel good playlist, and when I go to work, I gotta hear some music to get me feeling good. And that's the song that we might have put my grandson to sleep with almost every day for about the first year of his life.
Yeah.
Fucking lovely day. That's a good one. Bill Withers. Fuck yes. Corey, what do you think?
Smokey Robinson. Easy
Smokey.
choice.
Oh yeah.
Unless you want to count Stevie Wonder, but I kind of feel like Stevie Wonder is beyond R&B.
Yeah, I give you that.
He's written so many different kinds of songs with so much crazy shit. Like,
amazing.
I don't really consider him R&B, but some people do. But if they were to consider that, I would say Stevie Wonder. But
beautiful.
Not considering that, I go with Smokey Robinson.
Smokey, I love it, man. Fucking Smokey Robinson, legend. Appreciate that. I love it.
Hit maker.
Yeah,
hit after hit.
All day. Bam, bam, bam.
Hit after hit.
He never wrote a bad song. How the fuck do you do that? How do you never write a bad song?
Right? Goddamn. Some guys got all the luck.
Some goals right there.
He had them golden pipes, Dan. He had those golden pipes. I don't know. Can we consider Sly and the Family Stone R&B or no?
That's not R&B. That's not R&B.
Up on my soul.
That's what I said. Can we? It's in soul. Yeah. I would say, if we can consider Sly and the Family Stone, they had some amazing bass lines.
Oh, fuck yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's what drew me to it.
Sly and the Family
Stone. I feel like R&B is such a wide encompassing. You know what I mean? It's so hard.
It's hard for me to even think of like one particular, for R&B. It's tough.
Yeah, but I mean, there might be that hit that is like. So who sings that hit that you love?
Whitney Houston.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's all right.
He's only metal.
I'm not saying that. I like a lot of different stuff. It's just drawing a blank at the moment.
His favorite R&B band is Megadeth.
I start thinking of What's it? Well, then again, it has nothing to do with R&B. But I will tell you this: Megadeth does a killer version of "Superstitious" from Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, they do.
Really? I don't know if I heard that.
Fuck yeah, off of P Cells. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this right now. No, it's not. And
like
here's why. No one should ever do that. If you're gonna do a cover song, and I said this to George about that fucking ex-ambassador shit, approach covers like Metallica approaches covers. You find a really good song with really shitty sound, and then just give it your sound, and then everybody thinks it's yours. That's the smart way to do it.
Yep.
Garage Days Revisited, right? That whole record was that.
Everything.
I liked Stevie Ray Vaughan's version of Superstitious. I thought that was good.
Yes.
The blues.
Stevie Ray.
That
That
was an interesting one.
Fuck yeah. Very good.
Oh, yeah.
I like going around, man. That was great feedback, guys. Fuck yeah. Corey, I love the candidness, man. Fuck yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I mean that gets me in trouble all the time, but I'm at the point in life where I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying what I feel.
He has no filter, man. No
He's in the
filter.
kiss my ass.
Oh, I got one. I just choose not to use it.
Fuck yeah. So we're gonna wrap things up. I got this segment called Draw the Line. I'm gonna pose to y'all a couple of bands and say if they're both playing in Jersey or in your hometown, and can only be at one show. You tell me which show that's gonna be. So let's start things off with tonight, and we're gonna do some. It's got some variety in here. So breaking the ice. We'll start with you, Zach. Tell me who you're gonna go see if you see Mudvayne versus Hell Yeah.
Probably Hell Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. That's tough, but yeah, I guess
I think that's an easy answer.
All right. So Hell Yeah, Zach.
Sure.
got some Vinny love behind that. So sliding the Vinny love over to Corey. What do you say, Corey? Mudvayne or Hell Yeah?
Neither. I'm gonna stay home.
I'm gonna stay home.
He's missing a very important part of this scenario here.
Okay, so
I mean, to buy the ticket.
He's drawing the line.
Yes, he is drawing the line.
He's drawing the line.
I'm drawing the line. I mean, here's the thing. It's like I respect both bands and I respect what they do. And I like a lot of the dudes that are I like the dudes that are in those bands, on a personal level.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna be real. You know what I mean? It's like I don't ever have a moment in my life where I think to myself, let me put on this Mudvayne. It never has happened, and it's never going to happen.
I hear you.
And it's not to say that they don't write good music. I'm just saying it's not touching me in that sort of existential kind of way when certain things you like, like the hair staying on the back of your neck because of a certain riff or whatever, those intangible qualities.
Yeah.
Like I know what's happening and I respect them as players, but that intangible quality for either one of those bands for me isn't there. And it's not to say that they don't write good music, because obviously people love that shit. I'm just not one of them people.
I hear you, man. Fuck yeah, loud and clear. What do you think, George, out of them two?
Well, for me, it's probably got to be Hell Yeah, just because Vinny.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Man, he's pounding it out, dude. I love Vinny on that.
If we're talking hit-wise, obviously it's Mudvayne. I love a lot of Mudvayne. Especially that LD50 record was amazing from start to finish. Every single song was. I'm telling you what, that's what kind of got me into Mudvayne was listening to that record. I remember listening to it on SOU when it first came out, man. And I had to get it. I had to get that record because that record was amazing from beginning to end.
What did we lose?
Amazing? Do you know what that word means?
I do. I love.
I don't think you do.
Bro.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
You and I have very different tastes when it comes to what amazing is in music. So,
yeah, I'll definitely agree with that.
Did we lose Zach, or is it my phone?
No, it's your turn, Mark. Tell me about it. What do you think?
No, Zach went somewhere.
I'm going to say
right here.
There he is.
I'm going to say Hell Yeah.
He's gonna
Actually,
come back in. Good.
I'm going to say Hell Yeah, and I'm going to bring Corey with me.
Say drinks are on you.
Yeah, actually, drinks would be on me. Right.
All
Okay,
right.
well then now I'm going.
Camaraderie. I love it. Fuck yeah. Okay, next one. How about Disturbed versus Godsmack? What do you think, Zach?
Wow.
Let's go with Godsmack.
Godsmack. All right. Hell yeah. What do you, Corey?
I'd
Staying
say
home or are we gonna go
Godsmack
out?
just because Shannon Larkin.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Shannon, dude. Yes.
I love Shannon. Like I've been friends with him for a really long time, and I learned a lot from that dude that weighs 110 pounds but hits like a
For
goddamn
real, right?
gorilla. It's fucking
Wow.
ridiculous. It's
Oh,
like it
yeah.
doesn't. He defies the laws of physics. Like I've literally been standing on the riser when he's playing, and you could feel everything shaking because he's hitting
Fuck.
so fucking hard. But the dude is like 6'2" and weighs like 110 pounds. It doesn't make any
Right.
fucking sense.
Yeah.
You're like, how is this? What's going on? How'd that happen? But of the two, yeah, I actually just saw Godsmack a few months ago.
Ooh, cool. I bet that was a great show, man. I really liked that last album they put out. They did some good shit on that.
It was a good show. Like, it was up in Pennsylvania, and it was like a good, I don't know, kind of like a good crowd for that type of show, especially.
Yeah.
So it was like it's like a super positive vibe, and
for sure.
the sound was ridiculous.
Oh.
It's like just crazy.
And the drum off, they had the drum off, right?
Okay, I don't want to talk about this drum off because it's so fake that it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like, yes, Sully can play drums,
Sully
but he
Earn's
cannot
playing
outplay
drums.
Shannon Larkin. He was
no
shit on him
way,
any
right?
day of the week.
Not.
But it's like, I'm not gonna get started. I'm gonna
They
stop.
stole that from Metallica.
I hear you. That's cool.
Well, the difference is James could probably hang with Lars as far as just maybe not the endurance, but
Uh-huh. That's cool. Hell yes. So what do you think, George?
I mean, you're gonna make me choose.
Yeah, hell yeah. Between Disturbed and Godsmack?
I would go see Godsmack, and probably for the same reason, because Shannon is a beast on drums, and that would be the only. That would be the only reason.
Got it. And Mark, which one you like out of them two?
I mean, I'd probably go see Godsmack, I guess.
All right. Yeah.
Godsmack gang.
Yeah, the Godsmack gang.
Get it. Hey, I've seen Godsmack only once over at Ozfest. They put on a killer show. They really do. They put on a badass show. I want to say it was probably on is Awake? Is that
I think me and George actually played a show with them up in Rhode Island many years ago.
Yeah, we
killer?
did.
Hell yeah. On the first album?
Oh shit.
No, not that long ago.
No,
it was with
ago.
Killswitch Engage. It was us, Killswitch Engage, and Godsmack, and
very cool. I only said the first one because I know that they played like at some clubs over here a club here in Corpus when they were touring on that first one. So I thought maybe, it was just while they were doing club circuits and had you guys from Second Skin jump in there. But shit, that's a pretty big ass show too with Killswitch in the mix as well.
No doubt.
Very nice.
Fun times.
Sometimes, yeah. Well, how about this next one? The Priest versus Iron Maiden.
Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna go with Iron Maiden. Just by like a hair. Just there.
By hair, okay.
I'm a huge Adrian Fansmith, so.
And what do you think, Corey?
Adrian Fansmith, did you just say, bro?
Yeah, he just said that.
Oh, did I?
Okay.
Adrian Fansmith.
Adrian Fansmith, yeah. Adrian.
Is that his middle name? Fan?
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a huge Adrian Smith fan.
I thought his middle name was Fan.
That's it. That's it.
Them highlights is getting in your ass, boy.
What's the officer problem?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And Corey, what do you think about them too?
Are we going by like full catalog, like present day going to see them?
I'll tell you what, if you ask me that question, I'm gonna say Live After Death from then on for both bands. So that might put at right before Painkiller.
Oh, so we're creating cutoffs? because
No, we
that
don't
makes
have
a
to create
difference.
cutoffs. I'll tell you what. Let's keep it easy. Let's just do catalog.
All right, if it's catalog, I'm gonna say Judas Priest.
All right.
I'm
What was
gonna
your
tell.
favorite Priest album?
I can tell you
Since we're talking
exactly why
catalog.
too, because I love Iron Maiden, but when when Judas Priest was on Ozfest, I
Yeah.
went to go watch them sound check. So there's like nobody in there. It's like me and 4 other dudes standing there while Judas Priest is sound checking, and they're going from album to album, song to song, and they have all the different heads and shit in the back so that they can create the sound from every album for each song.
Cool.
It was so fucking ridiculous. I was just sitting there like, this is insane. Like, and this is sound check. This was sound check, and and it was like perfect. Like everything.
That's amazing.
Like it's like if you took the albums and just turned them up real loud. Like that's how perfect it was. Every song, perfect. Sounded exactly the way it sounded on the album. Just
Corey, how many heads did they have? How many
oh my god, they had these like it was like miniature scaffolding, and they had all these different heads, and like there was a lot. I didn't count them, but there was a lot.
Damn.
That just says how much money they have.
Right. That's
You know what I mean? That's incredible.
Was that 2009?
No, that was 2004.
2004. Oh,
it's actually a pretty funny story. So
yeah,
like you had the first day of Ozfest, and it's like a production day, and Shadows Fall was doing like a barbecue, and so we were over there barbecuing with those dudes, and this dude rolls up on me, kind of skinny, crazy looking dude, got duct tape on his sneakers and shit, and but you know, we're hanging out at a production day at a fucking Ozfest. I'm like, hey, who the fuck, you know, you never know who you're gonna meet.
Yeah.
And dude rolled up, he's like, hey, he's like, Corey, right? Your name's Corey, God forbid. I was like, yeah. He's like, what's up? My name's Sheldon. So long story short, Sheldon's actually Hank 3, which I didn't know that. And he had a bottle of whiskey and some other shit. And he was like, yo, you want to come hang out with me and see Judas Priest? And I was like, sure. So we ended up going over there, and we get over there, and Ensemble's over there, of course, because like he's the biggest Rob Halford fan in the universe. So it's like me, Hank, Phil, and like I forget somebody else was there. And that's it. Watching Judas Priest soundcheck in a fucking
awesome,
huge ass, 20,000 seat fucking place.
Yeah.
And it was just like insane. It was insane.
Yes.
It's one of the best experiences of my entire life.
I like that story. Thanks for sharing that with us. That's cool, man. So what do you think, George? Some Maiden or Priest?
So, like you said, if we're going catalog wise, right? I feel like Judas Priest really didn't put a stinker out. And Maiden.
Oh, you trying to say Iron Maiden put a stinker out? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Definitely. They put out a couple stinkers actually.
When Bruce left the band?
Yeah, when Bruce left the band, I think there was definitely
no prayer for the dying.
Yeah, I want to say that most of Power Slave wasn't that great either, except the title track.
You're killing me, George. Power Slave?
And
well, Power Slave, the title track was a great song.
Yes, fuck yeah.
But I feel like there was a couple
Aces High.
on it.
Aces High is sick.
Some 2 minutes to midnight.
I said half the record. Half the record was
all right. So he's like saying Flash to the Blade, Lost for Words. There's some filler shit in there, right?
Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Oh,
I said
that's a great song.
That's a great song.
Not
I said
half
the record. Half the record. But thereafter was, let's put it this way, Judas Priest full catalog or Iron Maiden, I'm going to listen to Judas Priest full catalog. Every song, beginning to end, the entire thing was amazing.
That's it. Fuck yeah. Metal Gods. Yes.
Metal Gods.
What do you think, Mark?
Well, as far as catalog wise and just what I've listened to over the years, Maiden would be my band. But
Ah,
I've never seen Priest, and I really like their music too. So I mean, I've seen Maiden before, so I'd probably want to go see Priest.
okay, I get it. Yes, hell yeah, I got to get that Priest fix. And
Yeah.
Scott Travis on drums with the Priest. When he jumped in there on the Painkiller album, it changed the game, man. It just kept them that much on top of the metal scene.
He's
Awesome.
a crazy looking motherfucker too, and he's got the
Yeah.
weirdest laugh of any human being I've ever met.
No kidding. Wow.
He's got like his laugh does not match his body. Like you hear him laugh, and you're looking at him, and you're like, this shit don't make any sense.
Is it like one of those weird laughs?
It's very like it's kind of high pitched, and it's kind of like a giggly type of laugh when he's laughing full out. But he's like,
yeah.
you know, he's like 6'5", 6'6", like a giant human being. But then he starts laughing. You're like, I don't understand what's happening right now. I'm thoroughly confused.
Little kid or something.
It's like when you see one of those horror movies, and it's like, you see like a small doll, like a children's doll that's got like a happy face on.
Yeah.
But it's chanting like something demonic. Like you're just like these two things don't they don't go together.
Man,
it's kind of like that, but the opposite.
Like what? Like when you heard Tyson, Tyson talk for the first time out of that body.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
Like that. All right, let's go to the next one. I got two more for you. We're gonna wrap things up. Motorhead versus Metallica, Zach.
Metallica.
Bang.
That was quick. That was easy. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Metallica. Although, you know, I already seen Metallica, so if we could resurrect Lemmy, I would probably go see them just because I haven't seen them, though. So.
We're bringing resurrections into this now?
Yeah.
That changes the game. If you're gonna start bringing people back to life, then you got to go see that.
Nobody back to life. So Zach's going down with Metallica. I got it. So what do you think, Corey?
I'm going with Metallica.
Metallica, yes. Okay, cool. And George?
It has to be Metallica.
Has to be. Okay, it's an easy one. And Mark?
Metallica. Although it would be great to see Motorhead again. So
Yes.
It would. I'd like watching Motorhead. They're a good live.
Mickey D on the drums. How do you feel about Mickey D, Corey?
I like him. He's like, how can I? It's like watching him is exciting because it's like watching a train that's always going to go off the tracks, but it never does. But you forever feel like it's going to happen at any moment.
Like it's
it feels
a
like
runaway train, right?
He just had that. He had that kind of like tense energy, which is why Motorhead drives so much. Like it has like a certain drive to it because that's the way he played. But when you're watching it, you're like, I don't know, man. This shit seems like it could go wrong at any moment. And he looks crazy as fuck too. That's part of it. Yes. So you're looking at him and where he's playing, he's like snarling and his fucking crazy hair is going and snot's flying everywhere. I'm like, I don't know, man. This may not work out well.
It's not gonna work out well. But it always comes in for the kill, right? But you're like, whoa, man. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, they every time I saw them, they were really good live.
Really loud.
You can't watch them. You can't watch them in a club.
Loud.
Right.
Yeah, it's too loud. I saw them at the Chance in Poughkeepsie with Morbid Angel, and it was like I had to leave because I got physically nauseous from the volume. It was just too much.
Hey,
I
George,
did the same thing at Stone Pony.
Yeah, you were in the band, right? When we played with Motorhead. Yeah, that was awesome, man. It was sick.
They were so loud. I've never
so loud.
Loudest
show ever.
Heard that. Yeah.
Fuck yes. Crazy. Love it. Love the feedback on that one. And last but not least, when you're ready for some guitar fucking shredding from the guitar gods, who are you going to go see between Van Halen versus Pantera?
Oh, that is an unfair question.
I'm going to see
Finally, I got one. I needed to stump you guys with something. What do you think, Zach?
I'm going to see Pantera, but only with the Abbott brothers, though, not the new Pantera.
Watch out now. Yes. Watch out now.
All right.
Watch what you say now.
I mean, I was going to go see him in 2023, but then in Second Skin, we played a show that day, so I had to forfeit the tickets. But if I had to pick, it would be with the Abbott brothers, of course. Obvious.
Yes. Fuck yeah. So what do you think, Corey? You there with them?
Pantera.
Vinnie Paul. Fuck yeah, Vinnie Paul.
It's my
And
favorite metal
especially-
band of all time
Dimebag,
ever.
man. Fuck.
I got the CFH tattoo on my arm at his house.
Whoa. Hey, badass.
So that's not even a decision. Although I would love to see old school, like 1984 Van Halen with David Lee Roth.
Oh,
That'd be a tough,
hell of a tour right there. Yes.
be a tough
I caught
choice.
a little bit of that on YouTube the other day, just kind of surfing through that shit. Fantastic. So what do you think,
Yeah.
George? You
Well,
ready
I
for
mean,
some Eddie or
As
Dime?
much as I love Van Halen, early Van Halen,
Yeah.
I actually even liked Sammy Hagar stuff too. I really did.
I love Sammy Hagar stuff too. Fuck yes.
The Sharon stuff was trash, but anyway, it's Pantera hands down.
It's gonna be Pantera. All right.
Yeah,
Mark.
I mean, hands down.
I would say Pantera. Dimebag and Vinny, man. It doesn't get better than that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously Eddie Van Halen is fucking awesome, but I would still go see Pantera.
It's like that song from Reinventing the Steel, Goddamn Electric.
Yeah.
That's what Pantera brings to the fucking stage like that.
I love
It's really an
Reinventing
electrifying show with Dime on stage, and each one of the players, man, they just bring so much to the fucking table.
But at the same time, I would love to see the 1984 lineup. Fucking that show, man.
Me too, man.
I mean,
Yes.
I
What do you
mean,
think about Michael
Pantera
Anthony,
is basically the heavy metal version of Van Halen. It's basically the same.
Theoretically, yes, theoretically. What do you think about Michael Anthony, George? One of my favorite bassists. You got some love for Mike?
I mean, look, I feel like he gets a bad rap or whatever. He's a solid player, but let's face it, you're playing with Eddie Van Halen. Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You're just gonna sit back there and play quarter notes and shut the fuck up because the man is in front of you.
Let him rule.
You know what I'm saying? He's lucky people even know his name. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Guys, I've had such a great time with y'all, man. Thanks so much for finishing strong with the Draw the Line. Zach, Corey, George, and Mark. Man,
all right, brother.
I just want to wish you guys the best of success with the band. And I would love to meet Corey. Maybe I'll catch up with him later if we get another show going on later on. But I really dig Thread the Needle. I really love I Am I, The Flow. Just so many great hits off. Just so far, only 8 so far. But each one stands on its own.
We do got another record coming out this year called Nexus. We will be putting out another single real soon.
Yes.
We're actually in discussing to just figure out what that next single is going to be and figure out how we're going to put it out. But we do know we are putting it out and we are putting the record out this year. But also, I just talked to the label today and we are putting out Pragmatic Sanction on vinyl. So that will be available also this year. I got to finalize the artwork with them. But yeah, that's all happening. So all we got to do is get some live shows going and
fuck yes.
And
just keep the wrecking machine going. Well, I scored me a Pragmatic shirt. Fuck yeah, man. I had to look that up.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. That's a badass cover, man. So I dug the shirt a lot, man. It fits me great. Great fucking logo, man. I'm gonna
shout out Melody Myers.
Stage out here too, man, because I want to put the word out because I think you guys got such a great fucking sound, and it just when more people hear it, man, they're just gonna fucking be hooked up and attached to it, and really be a big fan of Disciples like I am, man. I really appreciate you guys joining me, and I really love the music you're putting out. Please keep up the hard work, and could you give me a title for that next single?
I don't think that we have really discussed what it's going to be yet amongst us, so I can't give you that title. I mean, everything's ready. The record's done. It's mastered and for vinyl and for the rest of the world, social media wise or streaming wise or whatever. But so we really haven't discussed it amongst us exactly what that single is going to be.
Well, I look forward to seeing the surprise come out either on your Instagram or Facebook, okay?
I think we'll all be surprised, except for George.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Great meeting you guys. Zach, Corey,
Tony.
George, and Mark.
Thank you for
Pleasure.
having us on.
I love your personalities, guys. You're so different in your own way, but y'all come from such different backgrounds that you have such great great taste in music, man. And no wonder it comes together and meshes so good in chemistry in Disciples, man. Thanks so much for hooking up with me tonight, guys. I appreciate you. Fans of the Tony Gomez Show, I appreciate you guys that are joining us on YouTube and Facebook tonight. Steven, thanks for joining us in the chat room. Please go to Disciples of Verity. Did I say it right?
Verity.
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 You need to go to the YouTube channel of Disciples of Verity, Facebook and Instagram, and make sure you like and follow that and listen up, because they're going to have a new single coming out. And you just listen to them and you will definitely want to put them on your playlist, man. All right. Check out fucking I, The Flow, Thread the Needle, add it to your playlist, give it a favorites. Make sure you let the guys know, make some comments, man, and let them know that what you think of the songs. And please definitely look up Disciples of Verity. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Boom!
Yes.
I feel a lot of pressure, man. I
Nailed
need to
it.
get this shit right. Once again, guys, thanks for joining me tonight, and I hope to talk to you again soon. Best of success to y'all.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Tony.
much for all your support, Tony. We
Yeah, thanks a
appreciate
lot.
you, bud.
I love it, guys. I'll keep on doing it, man. I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a great
Have a good night, man.
Peace.
Peace, brother. Later.